Morning, folks. Coffee with Kev. Yes, it is coffee. It's not voodoo stuff. It's just good old fashioned coffee. Good old fashioned instant coffee. Unlike the posh fancy stuff of all those wonderful machines that allegedly save you money but tie you into their products. That's a little bit strange. But it's not really, is it? But anyway, yeah, we're not here to talk about coffee today. If you remember, guys, if you like what I'm saying and my little chats, I mean, please comment. If there's anything perhaps you'd like me to talk about, please comment. To do the like, the subscribe, hit the notifications bell, blah, 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 blah. All the usual shenanigans. And please, towards the end of the clip, you'll get the chicken logo, which is the link to my Mission Chicken page, of which I'm getting there. It's taking, yes, like life gets in the way, which funny enough is what I've been pondering on my mind this morning. Life in the fast lane is what is north of the gate. Everyone's in a rush. Everything's in a rush. Everything has to be now. The speed of life is extremely fast. And for those that are in it, stuck in it, be it by choice or not, the pace is extremely fast. The must have it now brigade. Never used to be like that years ago. But then I'm an old fart. What do I know? You youngsters will probably think I'm talking a load of old shit. I probably am. Because you probably have a different view, as I did when I was younger. Probably have a different view on life and think, well, he's just a boring old fart. Well, yeah. I'll have that label as well if you want. Don't have a problem with that. I call it life lessons, and I've learned that the speed of the modern world, I don't believe, is sustainable. And it's all going to go pop, potentially. But yet we all tear ass from A to B, we're charging down the motorways with our sat navs, and we've got to be there, and we race against our sat navs. ETA, 45 minutes, I'll do it in 40. That's all part of conditioning. Computers telling us what to do. I remember years ago, I said, computers can't rule the world. They're inanimate objects. Well, they kind of do run the world. Look at sat-navs, for instance. You've got various platforms, half dozen, I don't know the full ins and outs and details of anything like that, but there's about half a dozen platforms that do satellite navigation. There'll be many sub-products that run off of those bigger ones. And over the years of driving many thousands of miles all across Europe, into Russia, for trucks and things, the one thing that I've worked out is that sat navs will always take you to the biggest possible road, of which that's where the motorway, it's fast, it's quick, and everybody's out there chasing, and there's always queues, there's always problems, there's always incidents, because that's in the fast lane. And I don't mean just the outside lane of the motorway, the whole motorway is the fast lane. from A to B. I beg to differ. I have tried and I've tested this on numerous occasions over the years. Why don't I go for the heavy quote of the path less travelled? Especially going through France, all the auto routes, the gay roads. Yeah, you go up A to B and get there quick, and the N roads, which are equivalent to our A roads, motorways, A roads, France's auto routes, and the N roads, routes nationales, or national routes. Quite often they are smaller roads, yes, but to get from A to B, they are just as quick. Defying what the voice in the box is telling you to do, using a traditional thing called a map, along with knowledge, of course. But quite often I have found that by travelling on the smaller roads, because the congestion of traffic is sent out because of sat-navs onto the bigger roads, you can quite often get from A to B just as quick, less stressful, and quite often a damn sight more scenic. So I live a life now where I'm in the what I call country roads. You know, the ones with the grass and stuff grows down the middle of the road. You know, you go out there once a year, plant your potatoes, and hey ho, you know, that's where I live my life now. The real country roads, the real back roads, where you don't really meet any traffic, very little traffic, next to zero congestion, unless of course there's a tractor coming the other way, then it presents a small hurdle. But to live life on the slower roads, the A roads, the B roads, the country roads, even the unnamed roads, they're generally more pleasant to drive. The scenery is, the majority of the time, a lot nicer, and the journey becomes enjoyable. That's where I've got to, being an old fart that has spent many, many years on the motorways, literally and in life. And they became boring, mundane, predictable. So I started to look at the older roads, the A roads, the smaller roads. And it didn't take long to realise that the pace was slightly more sedate, yet give or take a few minutes, I could reach the same destination. Think about life. The must have this, the must have that, the chasing for this, the chasing for that. Why are you doing that? It pleases the multinational corporations and companies because it generally involves you spending money in putting it in their pockets. So I slowed down from the A roads and eventually on to the B roads. And now I'm on those single track roads with life. Life is calmer. Life is more pleasant the slower you take it. An old boy once said to me, every so often, you've got to take time out to smell the roses. I never understood it at the time, but as I aged, or as I'm aging, I'm learning, and I obviously took on board what this gentleman said, and now I realise. But when I was young, the old farts like parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles, even work colleagues, what could they teach me? I knew everything, because we all know that when we're young, don't we? We like to think we do. We're just spreading our wings as we're leaving the nests, creating our own lives. Once you leave home and start this grown-up life, seems like fun, it's exciting, and then you got the worry of the bills, and then you have the worries of the children, and I don't have children. But life has its way of wrapping you up and sweeping you along and putting you on the motorway, because that's what you see on the telly box and all their lovely adverts, making you want to have that latest fancy fandangled super electronic mindful coffee making machine that lasts a couple of years before you gotta buy another one. Take life in the slow lane. Use the country roads. One mug, one spoon. Simple. But it's coffee. Even filtered coffee, I use a basic machine. Hand powered, not electric powered. I am not restricted to what brand of coffee or limited choices. I can buy whatever coffee from whatever shop I care. I can make it fancy if I want. A little bit of effort, a little bit of learning, a little bit of research, and I can make a coffee just like those fancy coffee machines can. I'm not wasting money. I'm not rushing in fast lane. What do you want? You're not having my coffee? Come on in. So, yeah, the fast lane of life, which many people enjoy, many people endure. And I would hazard as a guess, many people don't like. Why do we rush through life? What is the rush? Where is the race? We need to live life, enjoy life, and take time out to smell the roses. Anyway, folks, that's my little coffee with Kev, pondering on the porch. Hope you enjoy what you see. I enjoy talking to you. But we'll chat soon. Take care. Remember, smile, be happy. You know it confuses the enemy. Ta-da for now.